Hari Om, Bhagavad Gita, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, chapter 18, verse 14. In the last verse, Bhagwan Krishna said, Hey Arjuna, there are 5 factors to perform an action. Understand this. What I am going to say is nothing new, but already said in Sankhyan philosophy or Vedanta Shastra. That is what Bhagwan Krishna said in verse 30. Now verse 14. अधिष्ठानं तदा कर्ता करणं च पृथक्विदं विविधाश्च पृथक् चेष्टा दैवं चैवात्र पञ्चमम्. Now Bhagwan is enumerating the 5 factors. What are those five factors which are necessary to perform an action? Otherwise, no action can be performed. First, adhishtanam. What is the adhishtanam? Adhishtanam is the place where you can fulfill all your desires by taking action. This is the place from where one operates in the world to gain experiences. It is the locus of enjoyment. All actions are centered on this. That is the physical body. Physical body is the adhisthana. All karmendriyas are placed in the body. Adhisthana means the base without which no action can be performed. Long back I said, after your death, your soul cannot go to the bank and say, give me my fixed deposits, or I want to withdraw my money. Bank will immediately perform a puja, calling a pandit, to drive you away from the bank. Similarly, in your house after death, if you come and say, your soul comes and says, no, I am your father, I only bought this house. Pandit will be called and a puja will be performed to drive you away. Only with the body. Without body, nothing can happen in this world. So body is a very, very important factor. Physical body. That is the adhisthana. Swami Dayananda Saraswati quotes Adi Shankara here. Adi Shankara says, body is the basis for manifestation of desire, aversion, happiness, sorrow, etc. Desire manifests in the form of effort to fulfill it. So you have a desire. If you want to fulfill that desire, you have to perform an action. Aversion manifests in the form of repulsion. Naturally, you hate something, you don't want to get into that. All the sense organs bring in the data on the basis of which you experience sukha or dukkha. For knowledge, perception is necessary. And that perception takes place only through the sense organs which are placed in the physical body. Without the sense organs, without the physical body, how will you experience anything? Both are for example, eyes or ears. They are all physical, but they are absolutely necessary for seeing or hearing. So the locus for all the sense organs, the locus for all the experiences of this world, whether it is sukha or dukkha, it is the physical body. That is the adhisthana. So the base. First, you need a body. Then the next factor is karta, the agent. He is the one who takes the initiative to perform an action and owns it up. Without the agent, no action can be performed. Karta Rahankara is the one who does the karma and experiences the results. Ego. Without ego, how will you function? It makes you function. It drives the body to fulfill its desires. With reference to what is done is called antakarana. And with reference to what is experienced is called a bhokta. That is what Swami Dayananda Saraswati says. The third one, which is important to perform an action, is karana. Karana are the instruments with which the action is performed. This includes karmendriyas, that is, 5 organs of action, and jnanendriyas, 5 organs of perception, plus manas, the mind, and buddhi, the intellect. So karana includes, according to Swami Dayananda Saraswati, the karmendriyas, that is, organs of action, 5 organs of action, jnanendriyas, 5 organs of perception. I need not have to repeat what are they. Having come this far, naturally everybody will know this. Manas, that is the mind, buddhi, the intellect. Mind is also a karana because it is antakarana. That is why you have to purify the mind, antakarana. Mind desires and buddhi decides. The actions are carried out by the body through the organs of perception and organs of action. All of them have their own distinct activities. Each one performs its own function. So karana. Karana includes 4. Already I don't want to repeat. Karana includes 4. Next, chesta. Prana is the one. This is based on Adi Shankara's explanation. Swami Dayananda Saraswati here gives Adi Shankara's explanation. Vividascha pradak chesta. Chesta means prana. Prana is the one that makes all these activities possible. Without prana, the body will not hold the subtle body, which are the functional aspect of all these karanas. Every part of the body is tuned by the prana. Without prana is not there. In fact, Tamil, if somebody gets hurt, immediately he will say, Pranam Pordu. Pranam Pordu means that part of the body, it's unbearable pain. The sense that prana is moving out of that body. It will become numb. It becomes dead. In fact, after death, they say pranam void. That means everything has gone out. So prana is that force that activates all the parts of the body. The activities, chestas of this prana are manifold. Each one distinct from the other with its own separate function. Prana, that is respiration, consisting of inhalation and exhalation. Apana, evacuation. Vyana, circulation. Samana, digestion. Udana, reversal of physiological functions. All these are necessary to keep the body healthy. In fact, if you are a Brahmin, when food is served, all the food will be served, then you will sprinkle the water with Gayatri mantra. And then 5 times you will say Pranaya Swaha, Apanaya Swaha, Vyanaya Swaha, Samanaya Swaha, Udanaya Swaha, Sa Brahmane Swaha. You activate all the functions. See how important it is. It has been done mechanically by me for 60 years. I didn't know what to do. I used to do pranayama 5 times. You eat and then you get up. It is activating all the parts of your body. Important. Respiration and inhalation and exhalation. Very, very important. Evacuation. If you don't go out for 2 days, You ask anybody who is there in the hospital, urine is not passing. They will put a tube, it will burst in fact. The kidney will burst, urinary bladder will burst. They will know the trouble. So important. Circulation, blood clot is happening. Heart attack, why it is happening? Blood circulation. So you activate blood circulation. Then digestion. If you eat in a function and it is not getting digested for 2 days, hygiene, whatever the n number of advertisements are coming. Everything you take. Udana. Everything, then finally you say Brahmane Swaha. Everything is Brahman. What is away from Brahman? So all these, they have a purpose. You activate your body. Healthy body is important. These five together are called prana. All these five functions. Prana, that is inhalation, exhalation. Apana, Vyana, Samana and Udana. All these five together are called prana, which is necessary for performing an action, without which no action can be performed. It is based on Adi Shankara's view. This is very important. Why, I will say little later, when we see Swami Chinmayananda's explanation. Deiva. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, Deiva is the presiding deities of all these functionaries. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, wherever there is a function in the body, there is a law involved in it. For example, the function of eyes is to see. Function of ears is to hear. Sir, this is not a big thing, all of us know. But have you ever questioned why eyes should not hear and ears should not see? Nobody has questioned. Because we all know it, we have taken it for granted. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, there are certain rules which do not change. This means there is Ishvara in the form of eyes and in the form of laws that govern the eyes. He is not only in the form of eyes, but he is also there in the form of the laws that govern the eyes. There is a law that governs the law of hearing, seeing, smelling, thinking, touching, anything you take. Everything there is a law which governs. That law is nothing but Ishvara. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, the physical body, the pranas, the sense organs, and the mind, all are nothing but laws. If we see at Ishvara through these laws, each law is a Devata. For example, the Devata for eyes is a sun. Devata for speech is fire. That is why when someone is a fiery speaker, people used to say, fiery speaker. So, similarly for every part there is a Devata. If a given sense organ or organ of action is employed in the successful performance of that action, then it means the presiding deity, which is the law itself, is present. I repeat, if a given sense organ or organ of action is employed in the successful performance of that action, that is very important. Successful performance of that action. Then it means the presiding deity, which is the law itself, is present. Suppose if somebody is not able to see, he is blind, then the presiding deity, sun, is not there in his eyes. So for any karma to be accomplished, the presence of Deiva is also necessary. Otherwise action will not be complete. Now Swami Chinmayananda, almost the same explanation, except on Chesta. We will see all the explanations. It may be looking like a repeat, but according to me, I am studying for myself. So I always feel, even if I have to repeat again, repeating second time or third time, it gets into my mind. Whatever is, I don't feel it as a repeat. I feel it as refreshing myself. Again and again the same thing hearing. It gets into your mind and heart. That is the way I look at it. So again, Swami Chinmayananda says, Adhisthana means every work is undertaken with the help of this body. Body is the gateway for the stimuli to enter as well as to exit. So without body, nothing can be done. So it is the Adhisthana. Then Karta. Body itself can neither receive the world of objects, nor react to the world unless there is ego in it. So you have a body, there is no ego. He gives the example, Swami Chinmayananda gives the example, when you are under chloroform, ego is not there. So you cannot do any action. Ego must be there, functioning in and through it. There must be an intelligent personality presiding over its own desires, wanting to fulfill them, and thus constantly seeking a fulfillment through the body. The ego sets the body in continuous activity. You want to fulfill your desires, ego is there, ego only activates the body so that it gets the desired experiences. It may not get also. That is dukkha, that we have already seen. Then karanam. How will the ego fulfill its desires? You have a body, you have the ego, but how will you fulfill your desires? The ego, full of desires, wants to seek its fulfillment in the world of objects, in the outside world. It certainly needs certain instruments of perception. They are the signals. They take the signals. Without organs of perception, the inner personality, the ego, cannot contact the field of enjoyment and fulfill its desires. The ego and the body. Ego commands the body. Body cannot contact the field of enjoyment and fulfill its desires. Then chesta. Here, Swami Chinmayananda ji slightly differs from Adi Shankara. Not differs from Adi Shankara. He says, for the purpose of understanding, for beginners like me, he wants to give a slightly different interpretation. Swami Chinmayananda says, that is why I said chesta, it is very important when I said about Swami Dayananda Saraswati, explanation of Swami Dayananda Saraswati. Swami Chinmayananda says, Adi Shankara, we have already seen Adi Shankara's explanation. Adi Shankara says, it consists of physiological activities known as prana, apana, vyana, samana, udana. Swami Chinmayananda says, this explanation can be understood by students of Vedantic thought. They will immediately catch it up. So you and I, we are not Vedantic students. We are not Vedantic students. That is the blessing of God. I don't consider myself inferior or superior. If I am not a Vedantic student, I am not a Vedantic student. That's it. It's a blessing of God. That is how Bhagwan wants me to come up in life. In another way. So for Vedantic student, it may be easy to understand all these physiological functions. Immediately he will be able to understand. But for others, it may be little confusing. So Swami Chinmayananda says, as a result of physiological activities, the health of the body gets toned up and it must flow out through the organs of action. So all these physiological functions, why you have to keep the body healthy? Then only you can perform action. If you are not well, you have to be lying on the bed. So keeping the body well is to perform the action. Hence Swami Chinmayananda ji says, for our understanding, chesta can be interpreted as organs of action. So that is the difference. He separates the, he is not differing from Adi Shankara, but he says for students like us, for easy understanding, chesta means organs of action. Then finally, Daiva. The organs of perception are presided over by 5 great elements. We know. Eyes, already we have seen. The deity is sun. For ears, the deity is Akasha. For speech, the deity is Agni. We have already seen this. These presiding deities must be present for the sense organs to function properly. In order to play their part in any field of work, the eyes to see and the ears to hear, the Deiva must be present. If you are not able to hear, that Deiva is gone. When the old age advances, these are the problems. One by one, all the Deivas will slowly move away. Finally, your prana will also go away. So, if you are not able to see, then immediately you can conclude sun has gone out of this fellow. Hence, the constituent parts of every action is body, ego, according to Swami Chinmayananda, organs of perception, organs of action, and finally the presiding deity. But if we take Swami Dayananda Saraswati, it is the body, it is Karanam. Karanam consists of four things which we have already seen. One is organs of action, then organs of perception, Manas and Buddhi. All the four will belong to Karanam. Cheshta is, according to Adi Shankara, it is Prana. And finally, Deiva. So all the five must be present. All the five are the limbs of an action. They must be there to perform an action. This is what Bhagwan Krishna says in verse 14. Verse 14 again. Adishtanam tada karta karanam cha pradakvitam vividascha pradakchetam daivam chaivatra panjamam. Next verse we will see tomorrow. Hari Om Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Narayana 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 Narayana